So, today I kind of figured, I haven't really shown you what I've gotten for the Halloween season. I have at least. Not everything's gonna be here because there is, obviously some things, I want to be that, aren't here or whatever. They're at my other place. So let me show you that stuff. So this is one of the Halloween scores I got. Not really too big of a score, but if you do want it, I will send it to you. This is a 2016 Tag Zombie Ghostface. I believe it just has an EU stamp. Yeah, it just says EU. It doesn't even spell out Eastern Unlimited. It just says EU. And I'm sorry that this light is so glary. Like, I don't understand why it's so freaking glary. I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I can't really help that. I really can't, unless I turn off the light and turn on some lamps. Which I'm actually pretty sure I could do. Alright, there we go. Walking around with the phone, because I don't really feel like people, whatever. Yeah, I think this is going to be a much better setup. This will definitely be a better setup. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. That is a much better setup. No glare from the light. Another score that I got. I'm technically considering this a score because it was like the day after all the thrift stores would put away their masks, and it was honestly pretty cheap. It was only $50, and that is this mask. What is this mask exactly? It is an MK knockoff. I'm watching the door right there. This is an MK knockoff. You could literally tell this is an MK knockoff. You could tell this is the biggest knockoff of an MK. The way you could tell that it's a knockoff, because if you're like a beginner Fun World collector and you don't know what an MK stamp is, you're just thinking, oh, it's like a Fantastic Face. It's just a really rare version. No, this is, at least as the information stands now, this is not a Fun World mask. This is a mask that was produced by a different company, pretty sure illegally, because there's no way Fun World cannot tell that this was okay, let me restart. There's no way Fun World couldn't tell that this was a ripoff of their MK mold. The way you can tell that it's a ripoff of the MK mold, the nose, first part, the nose, when you look at an MK like this, you'll see like the nose is a little bit pointed outwards, but it literally looks like a human nose. Right? Literally it does. It looks like a human nose. Okay? So that is an MK knockoff. And another way you could tell, I've posted this plenty of times, this might be the last time I talk about this. Other ways you could tell is like, the line right here. MKs have this little bump on their nose. And it's just like, it's just kind of like, oh, it's almost like a Gen 2 Fantastic, because that's kind of the mold that they based the MK molds off of, was Gen 2s. I mean, the Gen 2s are based off the Gen 1, so technically they're based off of both. But really they are based off of the Gen 2s. I'm sorry if my video cut out. I don't know why it does that. It'll say like, oh, your friends is 20%. Like, bro, I don't care. This actually isn't a score that I got this year, but I did get it back this year, in the past year. So for Christmas, for my dad's birthday, I gave him this, thinking, oh, you know, I've seen 3 within the past year. I'm obviously gonna find another one. Well, I didn't really find another one until like a whole year later. You know, the whole year I went without this. I was like, God, I regret that. I regret giving him this. And it did come with a hat, as you can see from the stitching. It did come with a hat, and I took off the hat because the hat was so fucked up on this thing. Like, I mean, seriously, it really was fucked up. At the same time, we also have this one. I'm just going to consider it in the past year because it's 14 months. It's not really too much past. I got this off of eBay, and it came in a lot with 2 two half-mask scream masks, and a bunch of skull masks. And to be honest, I didn't buy it for this, because I know that I can find this really if I wanted to. I could buy this anytime I want, if I wanted to. The mask that I bought it for was a cotton shrouded RIP skull. I know, like, paying $60. That scared the shit out of me. But I wonder what they're barking at, though. Honestly, dude, because they don't bark unless they see something. So, what are they barking at? Bro, this is honestly scaring me a little bit. Because they don't bark. Or maybe they barked at me. Maybe they heard me and they started barking. I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Yeah, they're barking at me. I don't care though. Fuck those dogs. Other scores I got in the past year. Halloween this year was not very good. It wasn't the greatest year. It definitely, let me rephrase that. It definitely wasn't the greatest year. Here's why. Alright. The greatest year of Halloween hunting I have ever had was 2018. Now, 2018 was the worst year I've basically ever had. I was going through a lot, you know, I was going facility to facility that year. You know, I went to 3 different facilities that year until I ended up staying at one of them. It was JDC, which is like a juvenile detention center. The Village Network, which is like an anger management / sexual treatment. I wasn't in the sexual treatment. I was in the anger management. And I was at a group home. And the group home, most of the staff there were cool, but the staff that weren't were not even close to being acceptable for the job. And even staff at the group home say that. So it's not just me saying that. And another thing I don't get either, it's 2:28 in the morning, okay? 2:28 in the morning. And these dogs are out here barking like a motherfucker. Just barking their asses off, and it's loud as hell. Like, they'll be lucky if they don't fucking, wake up the fucking neighborhood. And then somebody calls the police or something like that, and then, I don't know. There's just a bunch of weird stuff that's been going on in my neighborhood, and there's been, like, police patrolling everywhere, and it is kind of scary. I want to get my nephew out of here. Like, I want to get him out. I really do. I want to get him the hell out of Ohio. I hate Ohio. There was a couple of other scores. They weren't really... Either they're not really worthy of talking or showing you guys, because you guys have probably already seen them. You've most likely seen them. The one that I was holding, I've already showed you guys, but I am going to show you it in a little bit. The scores that I'm talking about, they're either not worth showing, or they're at my other place, and I really, really don't feel like walking over there at this time of night. Because me being big, I'm intimidating. I'm intimidating to a lot of people, even people in my neighborhood, and it makes no sense. But, I usually do it, like, all the time. I usually walk back and forth, but now seeing, like, oh, people are jumping, like, fences, and, like, cops have been patrolling through my neighborhood. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on here? I mean, jumping the fence, maybe that was one of their kids trying to sneak out. I don't know. But, yeah, that's what's been going on, and I really want to get my nephew out of here. But the scores that I'm talking about, they're either at my other place or they're not really worth showing. Okay? The scores that aren't worth showing. I had, like, some, neon or fluorescent, that's what they call it. Fluorescent ultra whites. I bought 6 of them for almost $20, maybe more, maybe $24, something like that. But it was pretty cool to find 6 of them at a time, because now they're discontinued, and I have 3 untagged and 3 different ones tagged. The pink one is one of my favorites, I'm not gonna lie. So is the orange. I mean, the green's cool too. Like, every color of the fluorescence is cool, no matter if it is cotton shrouded or if it's not. Pretty sure I am going to try and put a cotton shroud on them, though, because if you guys don't know me, I hate polyester shrouded things, okay? I don't like polyester at all. In fact, I hate polyester, because it's not unique at all. Not in the slightest bit. It's not unique. Cotton is the most unique material ever used in a hood. Because before Fun World used cotton, they used like wigs, and they used like this satin material, and they would put like hair in it and everything like that. I have some masks that I'll show you. But the fluorescent sets, that's the first one. This Halloween season, as I said, it wasn't very good. There's a couple things here and there that we found. We found a Fun World vampire polyshrouded. I was originally planning on taking off the polyester shroud, but then I saw this dude posted on eBay a vintage cotton shrouded vampire. So I was like, okay, I'll have a polyester shrouded version and I'll have a cotton shrouded version. Which obviously I really wanted the cotton shrouded version. But this dude, he was selling it for like $230. And I knew nobody was going to take it. Anybody who knows anything about Fun World masks would not take that. And if they don't know anything about Fun World masks, they're still not going to take it. You know, like, people who pay for Fun World masks pay more than normal people. So if the people who pay more than the people who don't collect them, you know, the chances of you actually, you know, succeeding in selling it, it's not very high. But I did end up getting it for a very good price. He was selling it for $230. Then he dropped it down to $130, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll consider it. And then I waited until after I got out of the hospital, because I think it was like November or something like that. I got this, as I told you already. I got this mask in November, very, very beginning, like right when Halloween hunting season was over. And I love this mask to death. But, it had to be like maybe a couple days after I got out of the hospital. Either the first time or the second time, I'm not sure. Or maybe it was before I went to the hospital. Again, not sure. But what I do remember is he dropped it down to $70, and I told him I'd offer him $70 for it. And he was like, okay. You know, I told him, look, dude, nobody is going to pay that price. Nobody is going to pay over $100 for that mask. I can guarantee you that. The people who do, there's very little people that will pay that for that mask. You know, it did have some issues too. It wasn't like noticeable in the pictures, but it did have some issues. And I bought it for $70, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. $70. Not too bad. Some other scores, I got a vintage Topstone new skin. That was pretty cool. It smells like my my Aunt Gail's house, which when I smelled that, I kind of got teary, because my Aunt Gail got this thing in her brain. It was like her brain stem swelled to the size of a garden hose, and I didn't get to see her. I didn't even get to go to her funeral because I was in JDC at that point. But yeah, I kind of teared up. I got like a gorilla mask. I got a like California costumes demon. It wasn't a very good year. While there was a lot of masks that we found, it was nothing that I really truly wanted. We did find like a maggot face eater mask, which that one's actually pretty cool. I would show you that one, but again, it's not really worth showing because there's not really anything to it. It's a cool design, but it's nothing valuable. The last score, basically, that I've gotten that's even related to Fun World or anything like that, I was genuinely surprised when I found this. There is a person named Steve Berryman. Steve, if you are watching this, I praise you for this, because this is cool. Okay. Now, there's no shroud. But why is there no shroud? The shroud was, if you watch my video, when I did my review after I unboxed this, I didn't get to unbox it on camera, and I'm really sorry about that. I know I said that I would in one of my videos, but I didn't. I ended up unboxing it with my godfather. But this was awesome. This was an awesome mask to get, but the shroud was completely destroyed. And as you can see, a little bit of the mask was destroyed too, right there. As you can see, there's not really an indent. So somebody probably cut out a square, and you could tell because it's not even an even cut. Like, Fun World production at this point would have done a cleaner cut, because everything was machine cut pretty much at this point. If you guys don't know what this is, it is a MK stamped Sarah Spook in green. The way you can tell it's an MK is, okay, there's a couple key things. I'm gonna scoot over a little bit closer. Couple key things is, it'll say Easter Unlimited Inc. Now, people always seem to get the concept mixed up. Everybody seems to think, oh, it's a Fantastic Faces if it says Fun World Div on it, which that is only true for certain masks. Scream masks, if it says Easter Unlimited, it's not a Fantastic. But if it says Fun World Div, it still could be a Fearsome Faces. You get my point? Just like this. This says Easter Unlimited, but a regular Sarah Spook, because I've owned a green Sarah Spook before, it said, I owned a green Sarah Spook, Fearsome, and it read, right there, Fun World Div. And I have more masks like that too. I have a Orange Grin. That's a Fearsome Faces. That as well says Fun World Div. So really the only ones that say Easter Unlimited is the MKs and later on in the 90s Scream masks. And like every mask that was produced by Easter Unlimited, obviously. Well, I mean, Easter Unlimited and Fun World are the same company, but you know what I mean. Anyways, when Steve sent me this, I was super excited just because of the fact that I was receiving this. Now, when I originally bought it, I thought it was a cotton shrouded mask. But then he told me, it's polyester shrouded, and I'm like, damn, I kind of screwed over with that one. But it still is it still was a good deal. I paid $65 for the whole thing. But he didn't just send me this. He also sent me this. What is this exactly? Because this looks like a bunch of different things. Well, it's a Scream 4 production. And the cool thing about this, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. I'm pretty sure people have. I just haven't said anything about it. This does kind of look like a Fantastic a little bit. It does kind of look like a Gen 2 or a Fearsome, or maybe even an Asus. It looks like one of the earlier designs, is what I'm trying to say. It looks like one of the earliest designs. But what makes this a collector's edition is the hood. Now, obviously, as you can tell, because I do have polyester material here, these are not the same material. You could tell that even, like, it picks up on camera really, really well of, how different the materials are. And this collector's edition I've actually been looking for quite a long time. I didn't expect to get a half mask, but you know what? I got it for free, so I am not gonna complain at all, cause that's honestly really cool. I did not expect him to send me a I did not expect him to send me this. Um, I said in the video, it would have been, and I said this kind of ironically, I was like, it would have been cool if he would have sent me like a Fantastic Faces half mask or Fearsome Faces with a Cotton Shroud half mask. To be honest, I don't care. Reason? This smells like vanilla. Okay? The vanilla scent on this is so strong. Okay? That as soon as I opened the box, my godfather was like, "Ooh, I smell that vanilla." And I didn't know what he was talking about. 'Cause I knew for a damn fact this was not gonna smell like vanilla. I knew this would not smell like vanilla. And it doesn't. It does not. In fact, it kind of has a weird smell to it. It doesn't smell like vanilla, but it smells... It's a familiar smell, and it is associated with another Sarah Spook that I have. My orange Sarah Spook, which is also hoodless. Again, because of me, because when I got it, I was thinking, I was thinking maybe the hood won't be bad. And I didn't even know, and when I got the orange Sarah Spook, I didn't know about hoods. I didn't know about cotton shrouds. I didn't know that there could be different types of cotton shrouds and everything like that. So it ended up being the cheapest material you can ever have on a mask. The worst kind of material you could ever have on a mask. I literally hated the material. Literally, I tried wearing it for a Halloween party at my school. Right? I tried doing that. And it failed. It failed pretty bad. One of the kids actually tried putting it on, and I was like, "Adam, don't. You're gonna rip it." He was like, "Oh, don't worry." He puts it on. He says, "Oh, sorry." And I said, "Yeah, that's kind of why I said you're gonna rip it." Anyways, it's kind of late. I should probably help my mom out. I don't hear the baby crying, but, and just in case he does start crying, I don't want to, upset my mom by not helping her out. So, I'm going to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and you want to see the other masks, make sure you comment down below, and I will show you those other ones. Okay? And it's been fun, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day and a very fun time. Goodbye.